Hello guys, like it was promised on the AllNewMac.com, our site, we're starting to make some videos about, some tutorials about GarageBand. Right, the first thing you want to open GarageBand you encounter is this window. You have a lot of options like piano, electric guitar, voice, loops, you have acoustic instrument and movie. There's also a lot of options here on the left tab, but let's leave those for later. So you also can open an existing file if you're working on a project, but since we're starting, I'm going to choose piano and hit choose. I'll name my song. Alright, it says like my song. Okay. You can control here the tempo of the song, the signature, and the key, if it's major or minor, but we'll cover that later. So let's just create. Okay, this is the first window that you will see automatically on the Finder. If you go to the Finder, and if you go to Music and GarageBand, here is the song I'm working with. I had already one called Loops, but this is my song. It's already recorded there. It's already saved here. So you have one first track, and it's a MIDI track. You have to understand this is a sequencer, an audio sequencer and MIDI sequencer. What that is exactly. You can put several tracks. You have just one right now. You can arrange tracks, like compose your own stuff from guitar, if you play guitar. If you have a MIDI keyboard and you can connect it to your Mac, USB MIDI keyboard, and start using the sounds, the built-in sounds that come with GarageBand and all the effects. But first you have to realize some steps. In this case I have the grand piano MIDI track selected, and there's a bunch of buttons here. Also in the track there's lots of buttons I like to talk about. The first button, it's already engaged, and it's the rec button. It says click to enable or disable recording. The second, mute or unmute the track. Imagine you have lots of tracks, you want just to hear this one, or vice versa. This one is to solo. It's kind of the same thing, but with different tracks. You have a lot of tracks, you want just to hear this one, you put it in solo. This one is to lock the track, so there's no changes to it. And also this little arrow, I'll talk later. There's also this knob for panoramic, which means that your sound, when you hear it, it comes from your speakers like this. But if you put it right, it'll come to the right speaker. If you put it left, it comes to the left speaker. And you also have general volume for the track. You have here the plus sign, which is to create a new track if you need a new track, and also this sign to view and hide the track editor. Right? This is important because once you have created something on the keyboard, you can edit your notes later here on this little panel and make some adjustments, and also very useful utility, which is score. You can print this later. Okay, so one other thing I'd like to talk about before this part here over here, which basically is a transport bar, where you have some things to choose from, measures to chord to the key to the tempo of the song. You can change it here. You can change it every time you're working with MIDIs, or even audio. You can change it anytime between the project. You don't have the current time in hours, minutes and seconds. So if you don't have a MIDI keyboard, you can press Command key or come here to let me just window, there it is, keyboard, Command key. So there's a little keyboard with the sounds. I want to put it a little louder. I don't know if it affects the video, but okay, but you're not going to play this with your mouse, obviously. But this little button, if you click on it, you'll have like your keyboard. Alright? So if I press now my keyboards, I can actually do something over here and even do chords like C major. just trying to type something. You have also a lot of options like you would have on a MIDI keyboard, like if you want to choose an octave higher or lower, you have the Z and X button, like I'm going to press here the A, now the Z button, not the X, or even higher. Let's select this. You have velocity for the keys. Velocity means volume. See? More velocity. It shows here the velocity. Normally I'll stick to the maximum velocity and then change it later. You have also pitch bend, which works only for some kind of instruments, not really the piano. And the sustain, which works like a reverb, you know. I'm going to press sustain, then the note stays longer. If you play a chord and hit sustain, it's very different from doing this. Okay, so I'm going to record just 2 chords, and so you guys can see how this works without using an actual MIDI keyboard. You'll have the metronome. I'm going to change the tempo to not 120 because it's very fast. I'm not really a keyboard player, so I'm going to put it comfortably 80 beats per second. So just click record. I can start playing. Try to stick with the metronome. If you can follow metronome, it's very easy. Now I can close this window and grab the section and put it in the beginning of the track. Okay. We'll come here to this cycle button, which is exactly what it says it is. It's just like you're gonna cycle the region, or I mean, you're gonna put it in loop. Okay, there's a note here that I made a mistake. So if I double click here or here, is the same thing. I'm gonna double click here, and I'm not want scores. I want just the MIDI notes, and I'm gonna close this tab now so I can have more space. And I'm gonna scroll here, and there was a note there that was a little bit out of time. I think it was around here. Something. Let me just turn off the cycle mode to start whatever I want. Okay, so probably this note went too soon. Let me just check now. Okay, now there's a lot of grid lines here. Those are measures. You have the bars here, bar 1, bar 2, and if you can see closer, the notes are not exactly in the position they should be. See, just a little bit, and they are now in the bar 2. So there's an easy way to do this. Let me just see if I can zoom out this. Okay, I'm gonna select all the notes, and what I'm gonna do is quantize the notes. Quantizing, it's putting the notes in the right places, and I'm going here to align to, and I'm gonna choose what I want to do. Since I'm working 1/4, probably this will work. Let me just see. Okay, so all the notes are now aligned to the bars, so everything stays in sync. As you can see now. I'm gonna stick here for the video. So many thanks for watching, and regards. Cheers.